One, we are live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching this on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, just wanted to do kind of a open live stream, let you guys dictate the conversation. Just talk about the Lakers in general. Obviously it's All-Star break, so not a ton to talk about, not a ton to dive into, but we don't have a game for a couple days, so might as well do a live stream. Might as well have some fun conversations, talk about the Lakers this back half, right? Got 30 games. I want the Lakers, personally, they got to win at least 18, in my opinion. I do think it's possible that, they can win more. I do still kind of worry about the learning curve. I do still think that there is the potential of a learning curve a little bit. But overall, right, Lakers, if they handle their business and they do what they're supposed to do, they should win most of these games. The schedule is tough, though, right? You look at kind of the Lakers' schedule coming, especially in March. Their March schedule is, like, brutal. They have, like, 4 back-to-backs in that month. One of them is a makeup game because of the Spurs, right? So you have, like, the Spurs game. But still, I mean, they still would have, like, 3 of them. So right now, currently, as it stands, pun intended, they're 32-20. They are the 5th seed, and they are half a game out of 4th, 2.5 games out of 3rd, and 3 games out of 2nd. I'd like to be in the top 4, right? I'm not so much worried about, are they like 2nd, 3rd, whatever. As long as they're in the top 4, so they have home court during the first round, I think that that's fine, right? Also, I prefer to be 4th, and then hopefully the Nuggets stay 3rd, right? So that way we're on like the opposite side of the bracket with them, because the Nuggets are one of the teams that I'm concerned with, or one of the teams that I do generally have. I like our chances against the Nuggets better with Luca than I did previously, but if we could avoid them, right? Like, you're hoping that, like, the Grizzlies or somebody eliminate them. But yeah, I mean, if we could stay on the opposite side of that. So I said the Lakers would win 52 games going into the season. Obviously, I didn't think that we would trade for Luca, right? Like, that was never a thought that crossed my mind during my, offseason, my predictions and stuff like that. So Lakers are on pace to win 52 games. Like, I think it's 53 games to be exact. But they'd have to go 20-10 in their last 30 games. Not gonna lie, I think 18-12 is very realistic, which would put them at 50 wins, which I do think would be enough for them to be the 4 seed. I'd love if we could go 20-10. All right, in a perfect world, we go 20-10. But if we can go 18-12, given the type of schedule and how many back-to-backs we have, I think that would be great, personally. But anyway, like I said, just wanted to kind of go over that real quick. Wanted to kind of just do a fun conversation live stream. Just getting as many questions as I can over the next hour or so. Real quick, if you haven't yet, hit that like button for me. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel for me. Just hit 26,000. Thank you all so very much. 50,000. Let's go. I want to hit 50,000 by the end of the year. I think that's very realistic, given that we have Luca, right? Like, Lakers are going to be big players in the offseason. Right? There's going to be a lot going on between now and the end of the year. So I do think 50,000 is very reasonable. So hit that subscribe button. Help me out. I really do appreciate it. And like the video. And let's get into the chat. Let's dive into it. Answer all the super chat questions, all your regular chat questions. Let's go. What's good, Tyler? What's going on? Appreciate you. I'm still mad about the Jazz loss, but I'm getting antsy for Wednesday to hurry up. I feel that and get here. I want to see more Luca, and hopefully he can get back to the Luca we all know. Yeah, I think he'll get there. Right? I mean, again, he missed 6 weeks. He just got on a brand new team, right? Like, he'd probably look better going to a team like Dallas off of a 6-week injury, because the team is built for him, right? Like, he gets to be the guy. he gets to, hey, here's the ball, do whatever you want type thing. It's a little different, right? Coming to the Lakers, he's got LeBron. He doesn't want to step on any toes. It's that awkwardness of like, oh man, like, I don't want to be, I don't want to like come in and just try to dominate, right? It's a little shaky, right? It's one of those things. So he'll get it. I imagine once we get back from this All-Star break, the Lakers you'll start seeing Luca kind of be more Luca. And they'll let him be more Luca. Luca out? What do you mean out? Like out for games? No, I mean it's still too early. Either way, I imagine he's going to play though. I mean they'll do what they always did with Anthony Davis and LeBron, right? Where they're on the injury report as questionable, right? Like every game they're always questionable, but then they play, right? That's probably what the Lakers would do. I mean they do that just in case, right? Like because just because somebody's questionable doesn't mean that they're not going to. It's questionable. They could play. They could not play. So Lakers will probably always have Luca on the injury report as questionable, just so if they ever need to like take him off or anything, they can do that. Just gives them that way out. What's going on? Appreciate you. Here to talk to all you beautiful people. Shots, definitely not shots yet. We will when something big happens. Yo, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. How are you? Lakers need to win at least 50 games. Yes, I agree. Like I said, going into the season, my prediction was I thought that they'd win 52 games. I thought they'd be 52-30. Obviously, I didn't know that they were going to land Luca, right? Like, so that kind of changes things. They could be better. They could be slightly worse just because, again, the learning curve, the hiccup, right? It's going to be a process, right? Like, I don't fully expect them to just immediately be into the swing of things. It's very possible that they can, but it's also very possible that they lose a game or two that they're supposed to win. I don't really count the Jazz game because that was more of just like they were already on vacation. They were already checked out, right? They were thinking about tomorrow rather than focusing on today type thing. So I do think that they will I do think that they'll be back and they'll be fine. I think I'm not like too concerned or worried about it. Let's see. Rui is officially underrated. I mean, I don't know about underrated. I mean, he's good. I still think he's sorted out of position. I like Rui. I just think he needs to go and be the sixth, sixth, seventh guy. I still really like the idea of Austin Reeves and Rui off the bench. I think Rui gets to play more four. I think he gets more opportunity in that position. I think you can run your offense more through Rui and Austin Reeves off the bench. I think that better balances the starters and the bench unit. I think it also gives you that offensive production off the bench that the Lakers have needed all season long. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And what's your opinion on the new format for All-Star? I wish it wasn't all commercials and halftime entertainment and just play basketball, but the dunk contest was fun. I mean, look, it's not a good product anymore, right? I mean, but usually the best things are the dunk contest and the three-point contest, right? This year was a little lackluster in my opinion, but previous years have actually been pretty good. Like, the three-point contest is usually fun. Look, I've said it for years now, as long as I've had these channels, right? Like, I think you do, and you've heard more conversation about it this All-Star weekend. I think you need to go Team USA versus the world. I think if you take all these foreign players and you slap their flags on their jersey and you tell them, hey, you're not just playing for, like, you're representing your country now on this stage, right? Because you're the world, and you put, all these different countries that all, Giannis, Greece, and all these things on flag. I think watch how quickly these players start playing. And if you're Team USA, you're going to have no choice but to start playing. Otherwise, you're just going to get ran through, right? And, like, I don't think these players want to get smacked. They're still competitive. They don't want to get smacked every time. But the problem is, like you saw, like, with LeBron, right? Like, if you're a contending team, right, like, why am I competing, right? Like, why am I, like, I don't want to get hurt, and now my team doesn't have like Jokic every year has a chance to win a championship. Right? Does he really want to go out and give 110% and run the risk of getting hurt? Probably not, right? Like, same thing with, like, LeBron. It's like why LeBron set out, right? Like, LeBron believes he has a chance. You see it, right? Like you've seen it in his play. If he still had Anthony Davis, he plays in that All-Star game. But I think he knows, like, wait a minute, like me and Luca might be able to do this thing. Me and Luca might be able to actually win this thing. So I we'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. But time will tell. Time will tell. That, or you move it to after, right? Move it to after the season, right? When the NBA Finals and everything is done, right? Or you could do like what the NFL does, where the people in the Super Bowl, they don't get to play in it, but everyone else does. Maybe you do something like that, right? So then that way there's no competition, but teams like the break in between. So I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I heard Luca's going to be out. I mean, it's possible. Maybe. I mean, again, I think it's the injury. Plus, we're like 3 days out from their actual game. So I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen the injury report yet, but we'll see. Do you think we beat Charlotte Wednesday? Yes, 100%. I think Lakers will be back, focused and on track. I think they lost to the Utah Jazz because they just were checked out, right? They basically said, you know what, hey, season's a wrap, we're done. I remember when people clowned you for making all these trade videos. Turns out anything can happen. Look, I've said it a million times. I'm not worried about. I don't make the videos for the people that talk mess. And look, they're still watching, right? Like at the end of the day, it's like talk your talk. You're still clicking. You're still watching. You're still interacting. You're still helping the channel. Like it doesn't bother me. I don't make my videos for the people that hate it. Why would I make videos and focus on the people that hate them? Right? No, I make the videos because I enjoy making them. I enjoy the conversations, and I make them for the people that do enjoy, right? And there's a lot of people that enjoy it, right? Like, they get views. People are watching, people are commenting, people are interacting. You're always going to get the naysayers. You're always going to get the people that hate. You're always going to get the people that are like, you're delusional, you're this, that, whatever. Again, I don't make that for them. I make it for the people that enjoy it and want to have the conversations and have fun. Again, I'm not an insider. I'm not this reporter or anything like. I'm just a fan. This is a fan channel that we just talk and have fun and explore different possibilities. And I say it all the time. Anything is possible. This is the NBA. If you've watched NBA outside of the last 2 years, you should know anything is possible. If you've been a Laker fan for the last 30 years, right? Like, look at all the teams we've had. From Karl Malone to Gary Payton to, Dwight Howard, Steve Nash to, Meta. And you look at these teams that the Lakers have had, it's crazy. I say it all the time. If I told you 7 years ago LeBron James was going to be in a Laker jersey, people would tell me I'm delusional. People would tell me you're this, that, and the other. And then if I said, LeBron and Anthony Davis are going to team up and the Lakers are going to win a championship, people will be ready to cancel me off the internet. People will be like, no one can take you serious. You're this, that, and the other, right? Guess what? LeBron and Anthony Davis were on the Lakers and they won a championship. Now, if I said that Luca and LeBron would be on the same team, people would be at my doorstep, right? Like people would have their pitchforks ready to come after me. But at the end of the day, guess what? It happens. It's the Lakers. I say it all the time, right? Like we're very spoiled. We're very privileged. It sucks to suck, right? I'm sorry for all the other teams, but it's LA. It's the market. It's the sunset. It's the beauty, right? Like it's the girls and the nightlife. These are 20-something-year-old kids. You don't think that they want to be in LA? Of course they do. They're multi-millionaires. You don't think they want to be in LA? And as soon as LeBron leaves, guess what? Another star is probably going to come to the Lakers, right? So again, I don't make it for the people that hate on it and stuff, right? Like let them talk. It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. I'll usually punch back one because I just like to it too. They always respond, right? Always. And it's good for engagement, right? It's kind of engagement baiting, right? Like I see a hate comment, respond real quick, and then they just and it's like, gotcha. But at the end of the day, I don't care. Like at the end of the day, I'm gonna make the videos that I want to make. I've done this for years. People always like, well, what are you going to talk about after the trade deadline? You're not going to have anything to talk about. And every year I seem to have stuff to talk about. It's the Lakers. There's always something to talk about. Yes, the videos maybe not do as well as like the trade videos? Sure. But you're always going to have your good times. You're always going to have your downtime, stuff like that. Keep it engaging. Keep conversations. Have fun. At the end of the day, that's what I care about. The people that want to have the conversations. The people that actually enjoy it, right? If you enjoy it, I want to talk to you about it. But appreciate you. Coming out with $20 super chat mission. Thank you so much. Seriously, I really appreciate that. What's good? Is money in the afterlife the Melrose Luca Kobe mural? Yes. Yeah. These. I gotta get a Luca one now, right? I got my Kobe one up here. Got the LeBron one. I'm gonna have to try to see if I can find one of these like graffiti style Luca ones. I'm sure that they have them. I'm sure that they got them somewhere. No, but I really do. I really do appreciate the super chat and everything, and I'm excited for this back half of the season, baby. Hopefully, Lakers handle business. At the end of the day, right? Like, got 30 games left. Got to focus. Got to hone in. Got to lock down. Got to handle the business that we need to handle. Right? I want them to get to 52 wins, like I predicted, but I also want them to figure stuff out. I understand that there may be a little bit of a learning curve, a little bit of a hiccup. At the end of the day, if the Lakers handle their business, then let's do it. But yes, and then as far as the Kobe mural and stuff like that, I saw that they're doing a Kobe Luca mural. I'm gonna have to go check it out one of these times when I get back to when I get out to California, go visit my family and stuff like that. I'll have to go walk down and go check out the Luca Kobe mural because I saw like the pictures or whatever that they post, but I haven't gotten to see it. So, or the talk about the post. So I'm really excited about that and looking forward to that. But appreciate you, seriously. Let's see what's going on. Come on, hang on. Sorry, there we go. Moody, coming out to a super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I don't think people realize how scary this team is. Agreed. Now, obviously, are we like a perfectly built team? No, but no team is perfectly built. Every team has flaws. Team has holes. Team has everything. You have two guys in Luca and LeBron who are two of the greatest offensive engines in history. You have two of the greatest playoff performers in history. Not just right now. I mean, in history. Like, Luca literally is like second all time in averages behind like Michael Jordan, right? Like, you got two guys that can easily carry this team. Like, Luca and LeBron by themselves could probably lead the Lakers to a conference finals, right? It's just, can the other guys pick it up? Right? Can Reeves stay consistent? Can he stay consistent? Can these guys be consistent enough for us to rattle off the wins that we need to rattle off in order to win a championship, right? I do think that there are a couple teams I still worry about. A couple teams that I think right now, obviously, things can change once we see them play and see them maybe start clicking and stuff. But I think right now, Lakers are probably I think they're top 3 in the West. I think they're probably top 6, 7 overall, right? I think you can make an argument for a couple of teams, Boston, obviously, the Cavs. I worry about their size on the interior with like Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, right? The OKC, although I like OKC's matchup, I still think you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. They've been the best team all year. Denver obviously is another team. I think that there's a handful of teams that I do have my concerns about. I even talked about even the Clippers, if I'm being honest, right? Obviously the little brother, but a healthy Clipper team, right? Ivica Zubac is going to be a handful. That's like, he's the guy that go get you 20 and 20, right? Especially on the interior. They match up very well against the Lakers. I just don't trust Kawhi in that team's health and James Harden. James Harden will win you a playoff game by himself, and then he'll just like completely disappear for like the other 6, right? Like, it's just so, I don't know. But there's a couple teams. The thing is that I've talked about, there's not a single team that is a juggernaut, right? Like, every one of these teams are very beatable. There is no KD on the Warriors, right? Like, every one of these teams, I like the Lakers' chances against, right? There's just more teams there's teams that I that I think are harder than for the Lakers matchup wise than others, right? But like, if Lakers were to play, say, Houston and OKC, I think they're in the conference finals, right? Like it just depends. Matchups are very important. There's a lot of things, but yeah, this team can be tough. And then admin, I don't see a comment. I don't know if you had something specific. I'll keep an eye on the chat if you had something specific you wanted to say, or if you were just doing it for support. I really appreciate that either way. But if you had like a comment that you wanted me to answer, then please just let me know in the chat, and I'll answer that for you. But thank you, I appreciate it. All right, until some more super chats come in, let's get to the regular chat. Let's get back to the regular chat. Again, appreciate everybody. Thank you. Where was I? Darn it. Here we go. I hope Levine and Aaron Gordon go at it one last time against Mac. That would be amazing. Yeah, I mean, look, got a lot of NBA players that are looking at this going like, hey, maybe we need to show up. Mac is single-handedly saving the All-Star. I love it. Luca, Reeves, Gabe, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron, Rui, Vando can be a championship closing lineup. Yeah, look, I think that you have several kind of lineups and matchups that I really like. I've talked about it personally, like my starting five would be Luca. Like I just think a beautiful 10-man rotation right now would be Luca, either Jared Vanderbilt or Jordan Goodwin. I don't hate Jordan Goodwin just because, again, point of attack defense and his rebounding is really good. So like I don't mind, say, Luca, Jordan Goodwin, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Jackson Hayes. That could be your starting five. And then your bench five could be Gabe Vincent, Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura, and Alex Len. I think that's such a great balanced rotation. And you have all like you can go small ball, you can go big, you can do like all these different lineups. You can go in all defensive lineup, you can go in all offensive lineup, right? Like you can do different things. And then obviously guys like Dalton Connect, you can kind of trickle in there here and there and stuff like that. But I like that rotation personally. What's going on? How are you? Lakers game, love it. I think the Lakers can win the chip this year. We will be fine. We have to take care of business, and we need to beat the Nuggets next Saturday. I agree. We definitely need to beat the Nuggets next Saturday. But I do think Lakers absolutely. You cannot count out Luca and LeBron, right? Obviously, again, there's some glaring holes, some glaring issues on this roster, some glaring issues on this team. I do worry about. But I think, again, Luca and LeBron by themselves can get you to a conference finals, right? Luca's taken a team worse than he has right now to the conference finals. Luca is the best, LeBron is the best player Luca has ever played with and likely ever will, right? Like there is not a number 2 in the league that is better than Luca or than LeBron, right? Like, and that's huge. Like that's very beneficial for this Lakers team. Hopefully Houston stops winning because they are a very easy schedule coming up. Yeah, that's the problem. We need them to go on another little skid. If only Christian Wood was healthy and focused. Yeah, I mean, look, Christian Wood is a guy that I still would love to have on this team. I still think could do a lot for this team. It's just unfortunate, he couldn't stay healthy. So that hurts because he, again, gives you versatility on the offense side. He has chemistry and built in. He played with Luca, right? Like, he's a guy that could be very versatile for the Lakers. I think we should waive Reddish and sign a physical center. I don't know if the Lakers are going to bring in any more centers. It's very possible, but if they bring anyone in, it's going to be Jordan Goodwin. They're gonna evaluate and see like how does Alex Len look. I know he looked awful in that first game, but one, he hadn't played in like a month. 2, he came to the Lakers at probably the worst time. Right? They played their worst game they played in months. Right? Like, what does that look like when he's not having to defend on an island all game because everyone's just getting blown by regularly, right? And like no one's showing up and playing, right? Again, he might be terrible. I don't know, but I'm not going to judge him on 21 minutes of action when he didn't know the offensive schemes, the defensive schemes, didn't get any practices, literally just got off a plane and probably didn't even think he was really going to play, or if he did, was going to be in spot minutes and garbage time to like, oh no, now you got to play like full time, right? So again, if the Lakers bring anyone in, it's probably Jordan Goodwin because he's been really good. Great daily content, bro. Don't forget to give a like. Go Lakers. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Jose. And yes, please take a quick second. If you haven't yet, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button for me. You people are beautiful. I appreciate it. Yo, what's going on, Daniel? Lakers won't get out of the second round. We will see. Time will tell. Do you think we can beat Denver? I still have a little bit of fear because they are number. I mean, they've had our number for sure. I like our chances a lot more with Luca than I did previously. Luca, the beauty of Luca is he loves to play against all the teams we've had trouble with, right? Clippers, we've had trouble with the last few years, right? And Luca loves to play the Clippers. I mean, he single-handedly has beaten them in playoff series with Paul George and Kawhi at their peak, right? Like, you look at Denver. He loves to play Jokic in Denver, right? Like, Boston. He loves to play Boston, right? So I am more confident. Will they be able to beat them coming up? I don't know, right? Because, again, like, it's right when we're just starting to figure stuff out. That's why, like, if we could play – like, if we play Denver in the conference finals, I'm actually very confident we beat them, right? But if we were to play Denver in, like, the first round, I do have some concerns because I do think that there will be a learning curve, and then come playoff time, I think that there could be a little bit of a learning curve, right? Because now you're in the high tense situations, games are closer. Okay, is it LeBron? Is it Luca, right? Like, I think that there's going to be bits and pieces of learning curves. What's going on? Appreciate you. How are you? 23-7 book it. I love it. I love it. Let's get it. To the moon we go. Yes, let's get it. The only how that happens if Luca can stay on the floor. Yeah, Luca's got to stay healthy. Who do you think should replace LeBron James after he retires? That's tough because, I mean, it depends on who's available during that stretch, who fits and makes sense alongside Luca at that time. Like, in a perfect world, you get like an Anthony Edwards or something like that. But, again, I mean, you could argue anything's realistic with after the Lakers got Luca. But, it could be somebody we don't even know yet, right? Like, it could be somebody that emerges that comes out, or, it also depends on how long LeBron plays. There's just too many factors, right? Like, for example, like, if LeBron retires in 3 years, right? Like, you could have a whole different pool of stars rather than if he retires in 4 years, 5 years, right? Like, or 2 years, right? Like, it's hard. I mean, in a perfect world, I have like the people that I would love to see, right? Like, I would love like a Devin Booker. I'd love like an Anthony Edwards, right? Like, pair that, you're probably winning multiple championships, right? Like, there's a lot of guys that I'd love to pair with Luca, but you also have to think, like, it has to be somebody that fits and makes sense alongside Luca, because Luca is going to be your primary engine. Ideally, somebody that can play off ball, right? And let Luca be Luca, but can play off ball, right? Like a prime KD is perfect, right? So, can you find somebody like that? Is it a center, right? Is it somebody that emerges and evolves, right? Maybe Lakers, maybe they take a flyer on a young guy at some point and he steps up and becomes that, right? Max Christie might have been that if the Lakers kept him, right? Like, there's just so many variables right now that it's hard to predict that right now, or even make an educated guess. You still want to win this year, but you somehow got Luca. Still can't believe it. Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously, look, the goal is to win right now. The goal is to win this year. But even if you don't, Lakers are in excellent shape, right? They have Luca for the next 10 plus years. You have a first. You'd have what, 4 pick swaps, I believe. Top of my head, 2 seconds. You have $40 million in expiring contracts. You have Austin Reeves if you want to trade him, right? Don't be shocked. I have a video about it that's going to post in the morning. Don't be shocked if the Lakers trade Austin Reeves in the offseason. I know a lot of people don't want it. I know a lot of Reeves stands don't want it. Austin Reeves is going into a contract year next year. Are the Lakers really going to pay him $30 to $40 million? Is Austin Reeves and Luca your 2 guys going forward for the next 10 years? I don't know, right? Like, I mean, defensively, that's a big concern. But Austin Reeves, he's not going to get another $12 million, right? He's going to get, probably 30, 40 million from a team. So it's just something to kind of keep in mind. Again, I'm not saying that they will, right? They very well might keep him. Maybe he'll even play. Maybe if teams are offering 30 million, maybe he'd be like, hey, I'll take 25 to stay. And maybe that's worth it, right? I don't know. But don't be surprised. Like, this team could look very different in the offseason. Very different. But the Lakers are in really good shape. Regardless, whether they win or lose, this team is probably going to look very different. Even if the Lakers win the championship this year, this team is probably going to look very different next year. Where do you stay at? Are you an LA native? Yes, I was born and raised in Los Angeles. I moved out to Vegas, 12 years now? 12 years ago? Something like that. So, yeah. I see you getting about 130,000 subscribers. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Look, I love that. Right? Obviously, the more the merrier. Talk about it all the time. Like, the beauty is, like, you look at a channel like Laker Nation, right? However you feel about Laker Nation, right? They have 500,000 subs. That tells me that that's achievable. And they're still growing. So that means there is, like, it'd be one thing if, like, the cutoff, like, the highest channels, like Laker channels, because, I mean, there's sports channels that have, millions, but, like, just Laker content creators, right? Like, there's only, like, a couple that have, like, 50,000. Like, if the cutoff was, like, 50,000, it's like, oh, man, I'm already halfway there, right? But the fact that, you look at a channel like Lakers Nation, right? They have 500,000 channels or 500,000 subscribers, like, that keeps me motivated, right? It's like, I want to pass that. I want to be that. I want to surpass them. They're great. Love Laker Nation, right? They are the staple. They are the big name. But the competitor in me is like, I'm coming for you, right? Like, I know that that's obtainable. I know that that's achievable. I'm coming. So, it's nice to have the goal, right? Like, okay, it's not 50. I'm not, like, almost there. I'm still a long ways away. I got a lot of work to do. So I love it. Keeps me focused, keeps me engaged, keeps me motivated. Thoughts on us contending? I absolutely think we're a contender. I think we're probably a top 6, 7 seed in the league, right? I think we're probably top 3, maybe 4. You could argue in the Western Conference. I really like our chances. I would feel more comfortable, obviously, if we had a start, like, not even a great center, but just like a real starting caliber center. I'd feel a lot more confident, right? I'd be like, okay, like, we're coming. But you can't count out Luca and LeBron, right? Like, I will say I am more confident with this version of the Lakers than I was with Anthony Davis and LeBron. Obviously, if you don't trade for Luca, Lakers maybe make some different trades, and maybe the team looks very different, and maybe that version is better than this version. Who knows? But, like, just going off of, like, pre-Luca trade, that team, that roster, and this team, this roster, who's better? I like this version better. I just think it's more reliable. I think you can trust more. I think this version is the safer bet. I still think that there are bad matchups, but that's regardless, right? Every team has a bad matchup. So Luca missing games coming out of the All-Star break. I don't know. I mean, again, we'll see once we get closer, but AD struggled versus Jokic. I'm less worried about the Nuggets now than I was with AD. Call me crazy, but that's how I feel. I agree with him. Is Jackson available? I haven't looked into the injury report yet, so I don't know who's expected to play. Also, you got to keep in mind, there is they did it with Anthony Davis and LeBron, where they're questionable, they might not play, and then game time comes and they play. It's just so the Lakers can divvy them up and down. So, would have been a better option with less health concerns than Mark Williams. They said they're missing. They said he missing either the Hornets or Blazers game. Well, it is a back-to-back, so I guess that makes sense. I imagine Luka's not going to play all the back-to-backs. Mission, appreciate you again. Thank you so much. Is there a dark scenario where we fall into play? I mean, there's always that. I mean, like the Western Conference is so tight, anything can happen. I don't like, knock on wood, as long as health permits, no, we won't fall into the play. We'll be good. Can tell who watches that one dude always clowning on Luca and AR in you. Should have made an offer for Claxton. His contract is descending and goes down $2 million every year. He would have fit perfect next to Luca. Yeah, I mean, it's possible that maybe they did. Right? Supposedly they made the same offer to several teams and were rejected. So, also, you'd have to send out more. Like, it's more likely that we can get Claxton this offseason because the Nets don't want long-term salary, right? Like, so, yes, technically it would have been, you could argue would be the same, but they want to see what happens this offseason, right? Can they get 2 stars to come, right? So, if nothing works out and they're not able to get, multiple stars, then they're probably going to be a team that's like, hey, let's stack assets. So they might have that fire sale. So it's very possible the Lakers could end up landing, Nick Claxton in the offseason. And he'd be $2 million cheaper. So that's something too. Defense, need to pursue KD in the offseason. Supposedly, who was it? It was Sam Amico, right? I think it was him. I did a video about it earlier. Supposedly, the Lakers are on the list of teams that are going to go after KD. If you want like more in depth on that, go check out the YouTube channel. Admin coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Reeves 19 points per game, third option, and Maxey 27 points per game. PG wash. PG does look washed. He looks absolutely terrible. I'll give you that. He's been god awful recently. So yes, I will absolutely give you that. Reeves has been great, right? I'm willing. I even said I'll give him and everyone the pass on the Jazz game because that was just a bad game. But need to come out and get their stuff together, right? Need to come out and make sure they're handling business, right? Need to come out and embody this up for sure. So I am right there with you, admin. But I still like Reeves off the bench. It's nothing against Reeves. I just think that that's best for the overall team. But we'll see. We'll see how that works, how that looks out. But Reeves has been very good these last 12 games or so, 15 games or so. So yeah, but I appreciate you. Thank you. I think Lakers need to trade Vando for a wing that is playable offensively in the playoffs. Thoughts on calling up Miami, offering Vando and Connect for Highsmith and slow-mo. I mean, if you could do that right now, Vando and Dorian Finney-Smith are probably the two as close to untradeable guys for the Lakers as possible because we don't have anyone else that can replicate that. Now, again, if you can get that, right, if you can get a Highsmith or, if you can find some guy, right, like in a perfect world, could you get, why am I blanking on their names? Why am I blanking on names? From the Pelicans. I'm blanking on their names. But anyway, if you get the 2 guys from the Pelicans, those 3-and-D guys, Herb Jones, there we go. I knew one of them would come to me. I'm still blanking on the other guy. But, if you get something like that in a perfect world, I would love that. I'd give up first, everything, whatever you need to do. Right? Can you turn Austin Reeves into one of those guys? That'd be perfect. Right? Trey Murphy. There we go. That was the other guy. If you could turn Reeves into one of those guys, that'd be great. Right? I think it just depends on what becomes available, what can you actually get, and how this works in the offseason. So, patience is everything. But, yeah, I mean, if you can make the right moves, why not? We don't need KD. Of course, would be sick. Bet I know get a center. Come on, guys. Well, I mean, look, if you can get both, right? So, for example, Lakers could go and trade for because got to remember, in the offseason, you have a lot more flexibility. Supposedly, LeBron's willing to take a discount. It's and I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I think my dogs have to go potty. So text my girl real quick, tell her to come grab the dogs. But Like maybe Lakers take Dalton Connect and just go get Mark Williams, right? And then you go make the play for Kevin Durant, right? I broke it down in the video, so I don't want to spend too much time talking about it. But like, if you want kind of the in-depth breakdown, go check out that video. But imagine if you had like Luca, Dorian Finney-Smith, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and like a Mark Williams, right? Like, be pretty good. Let's see. Evan coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Swap Reeves and Rui for Michael Porter Jr. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. would be great, especially alongside Luca. It's just the price and stuff. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I would probably prefer to go with a 3-and-D guy, like more three. I just think for what it would cost to go get Michael Porter Jr., which I would love, 100%. I just think you could get like 2 or 3 guys. All right. Like, I just think like I'd rather just get like rounded pieces, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like, I don't hate Michael Porter Jr. Like, obviously he's fantastic, and he's if he plays like he does against the Lakers for the Lakers are winning the championship without a doubt. But I'd probably rather get like a couple mid-tier guys, right? Like I said, I'd rather go get like a Herb Jones, because you can slot him right next to Luca. Like, you could literally go like Luca, Herb, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron, and then go get that center, Mark Williams, or can you sign and trade for Miles Turner or something like that? All right, now you got that balance, you got that defense, you got that versatility. Obviously, Lakers are going to focus on building around Luca. The beauty is everything you need for Luca, you need for LeBron, because they're just such similar players. So that's also a real benefit too, which I love to see. And then Legend coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Clax via trade and Capella biannual with will feed families. I wouldn't mind something like that if the Lakers went and got Claxton and then you go and bring in Capella. It really boils down to how much of a discount is LeBron willing to take? Because LeBron can free up your full mid-level and your biannual, right? And he'd have to take, I think it's like 15 to 20 million, somewhere in that range. I think it's 15 million frees up your full mid-level. I think 20 million frees up both, right? So if LeBron is willing to take that discount, you could go sign 2 guys, right? Like, I still like Bruce Brown. I know people are like, why you always talk about Bruce Brown? Why you always mention Bruce Brown? Because he's good, right? Like, and he's like the perfect guy that would make sense next to Luca, right? Like, I would love something with like Luca, Bruce Brown, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron, and then like a Claxton, and then go get like Dorian Finney-Smith, or not Dorian Finney-Smith, sorry, Clint Capella or something like that. That I think would be great. I think that would be great. So yeah, something along those lines. I'm right there with you. Right there with you. But I appreciate you. Thank you. Left man asked, bro, Tyler Wolves about to exceed first apron this offseason and don't have bird rights for if we clear up Kleba's salary in a potential Nets trade for Clax, that opens up the full mid-level exception. Like I said, LeBron can free up the full mid-level if he wanted to. I would love to go get Nasri. If you could figure that out, that would be massive for the Lakers. LeBron holds the cards, right? LeBron's key because he's a guy that can solve a lot for the Lakers. And the Lakers have like a bunch of salary expiring, which we've seen is very valuable in and of itself. They'll have their picks. They have Austin Reeves, who's probably your best tradable asset. You have Dalton Connect, right? Like, you have a lot that you can kind of leverage to really go do some things. Celtics not beating us. I like Lakers. I like the Lakers' chances, but it's tough. It's tough. Like, you gotta at least respect them. As stands Lakers, if you think LeBron thinks they can win it all. Why did he not force the Hornets trade? Because I'm sure he knows, right? Like, again, like something that I've been trying to make clear. And I know a lot of people are like, dude, you're really selling this. But again, it's because we keep seeing the same narratives from people. And I'm trying to like hit home. The Lakers didn't just back out of that trade for fun. There was a clear reason for it, right? Like the Lakers, like people are like, oh, maybe the Lakers just got cold feet. Why? They looked like geniuses, right? All they would have done is gotten praise. All they would have done is got their guy, right? They would have been contending for a championship. And if you win a championship or two, who cares what happens to it? If he falls apart year 3, but you won 2 championships, bravo, you did your job. You did your part, right? Like, so again, I think it just, the thing you have to keep in mind is there is a reason, and likely a very good reason, why the Lakers vetoed that, why the Lakers said no to that, right? Like the Lakers didn't just turn that down when they were desperate for a center. He was a young franchise guy, right? Like this was something that the Lakers, and again, the problem is we don't know what it is, and we likely never will know what it is. But the Lakers didn't just turn this down because of cold feet. Even on an overpay, everyone was like, that's huge. Lakers might win the championship this year, right? Like, so LeBron is not going to, like, LeBron's not going to be like, no, you need to do that trade, and then it falls apart, right? Like, again, there's reasons. There's reasons behind it. But, yeah. Anyway, great question. Best case, we get the 4th seed in Houston in round 1, OKC round 2. Yeah, that perfect world, yes. I think Lakers are in the conference finals if that happens. Let's see. They didn't force the Hornets trade because they overpaid for a player who didn't pass the physical. Deal with it and move on yet. Let's see. I don't want any players to be injured even on other teams, but I'm scared that we're thin on the same positions if ever someone gets hurt. Yeah, but I mean that's most teams, right? Most of these contending teams, you know, if a key guy is out, they're in trouble, right? So same thing. Usually the team that wins the chip is the team that's most healthy, right? Like it's usually how it goes. You do a good job. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Seriously. Tyler, we love your videos and you are so creative in your thoughts on NBA. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. You guys are very kind. Like I said earlier, I'm not worried about the people that hate it, right? Like, you know, I could make anything and there's going to be a group of people that hate it, right? I mean, again, you know, no one makes their art or their content or whatever for people that despise it. They make it for the people that enjoy it, right? That's why you make it. And that's why I make it. I make it for the people that genuinely enjoy it. Laker fans are spoiled, without a doubt. Right? I've talked about this a million times. Laker fans are spoiled. We are. I mean, it's why we have the expectation. It's why a lot of Laker fans are the way that they are. You know, people are like, man, Laker fans are intolerable at times. It's like, well, yeah, because again, like outside of the Celtics, we're the most winning organization there is, right? And even then, I mean, half of their titles were 40 years ago, right? Like they've only won like 2 chips in the last like 30 years, right? Like, so again, it's like we have that sort of like, we have that entitlement. We have that, we are very spoiled, right? It's just like comes with being a Laker fan. It's a luxury, right? Like, you know, you eat steak and, you know, fine dining and living in mansions, and then it's like, you know, you don't want to go back to you know, eating top ramen every night and sleeping on a blow up mattress. Like, you know, we're spoiled. We are. Ailey coming out $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Seriously, I really appreciate that. MW, Josh Green, and Claxton in the offseason. Start Claxton and bring in MW off of the bench. I'm assuming Mark Williams. If they keep AR, bring him off the bench as well and start Green. Starters Luca, Green, Dorian Finney-Smith, Braun, and Claxton. I'm right there with you. I'd love something like that. I really wanted them to go get Josh Green this offseason. This is also why, like, I was screaming from the rooftops. I wish I could just like call Rob and be like, hey, Rob, this is what you need to do, right? Like, because I really wanted them to get under that first apron, like badly, because we could have solved like our center problem immediately. Even with the Mark Williams trade going through, like you could have went and got not a Nick Claxton, Clint Capella, right? Like just have LeBron because front office can't do it and tampering can't happen, right? Because no one ever tampers. But like have LeBron call up Clint and be like, hey, buddy, it'd be great a buyout, right? Like you should get waived, right? But that would have been nice for this year. But in the offseason, yes, I'd still target guys like Josh Green. Like I said, I still like a Bruce Brown. He was willing to sign our mid-level exception a couple seasons ago in place of Gabe until Indiana came in and were like, hey, we'll give you double that. And they were giving him $22 million, right? Like if you could get guys like that, that'd be great. Like if you go trade for a Josh Green and a Mark Williams, right? Like maybe you can convince that now because this whole thing fell through. Claxton, I think, would be great. Even if you just got like Claxton, Bruce Brown, and then like another 3-and-D guy, and you kind of just waited and seed. I still think that Reeves being traded is on the table. They're not going to I'm not saying you just trade Reeves. I'm not saying necessarily the Lakers will like book it. Lakers will trade him. Are the Lakers really going to pay him 30 to 40 million? Is the question, because he's going to get at least that. So, can you get a Miles Turner, right? Sign and trade Miles Turner, and then use your full mid-level to go and bring in like I said, a Bruce Brown or somebody, and then go trade for a Josh Green or something like that. I'm with you. I really like your thinking. We align. Thank you so much for the chat. Seriously, I really appreciate that. But yeah, something like that would be beautiful. And Kevin, you will watch them all as you always do and comment on every single one as you always do. Again, I don't have haters. I have fans in denial, just like you, Kevin. Fans in denial. You comment and watch every single video. I have the analytics, my guy, and I appreciate you. As it stands, Lakers, Tyler, you are one of the best basketball podcasters in full internet. Well, thank you. Seriously, I really do appreciate that. I really do. Like I said, I'm just a guy staring at a screen asking you all to love me. I appreciate you guys. Tyler, do you follow IG at all? Not really. Like, I'm assuming you mean Instagram. I recently started posting because I started like posting on TikTok and stuff like that. I've actually had my girl, I'll make like the video and then I'll have my girl like post it on all the social media apps. It's just hard because, I have like this channel and like several other YouTube channels. So like all my days are just like nonstop focusing. I don't really like follow on it. I've been trying to like stay on top of like comments and messages and stuff like that on it. It's just hard. There's just so many social media platforms, right? Like there's just so many. There's like 15 that like she literally spends like 3 hours posting on all these different social media platforms. And like, I try to answer as many comments here and, and talk to people here, but it's just like, now, like even just like one channel, it's a ton. So it's hard. It is. I know I should do a better job, and I probably should. I'm blessed because I just grew on YouTube, right? A lot of people like will blow up on like TikTok or like Instagram or something like that, and then convert them to YouTube. I just was able to just like create a YouTube and have some success, right? I mean, obviously I'm still very small, but like have more success than most people have just starting a YouTube channel. Usually you gotta like cross. So I've had the luxury to where I didn't have to like grow on Instagram or anything else, right? Like if you look at all my like social media numbers, they're like terrible because like I don't advertise it, like I don't promote it. I probably should. Like I should probably make community posts and put it here. Like I have it all. I have Instagram, X, TikTok, all those things. So if you guys want to do it, then go follow me, please. I'd appreciate it. But I should be on top of it more. It's just a lot, man. That's why most of these like YouTubers have companies and stuff like that, right? I'm just me. Like, even somebody like a Laker Nation, they have like an entire team. Like, Trevor's just the host, right? Like they have an entire team that's posting and doing all this stuff. And so it's just like, man. Let's see. Someone answer me why there is not that many centers to trade for. Because every team needs a center. right? And all the good centers, teams don't want to get off of their center, right? Like it's not like center's one of the, that's why I talked about like I'm okay with trading Connect for Mark Williams because I think it's easier to find a guy like a Dalton Connect than it is a guy like Mark Williams, assuming Mark Williams is healthy. Being a Laker fan hits different. The history and feels we can do anything 2025 NBA. Yeah, 100%. Again, like we are very blessed, very lucky. We are very yeah. Let's see. Claxton is the best available center to trade for and perfect fit next to Luca. Yes, agreed. He would be great. Is there a 2026 rookie that the Lakers should try to get? Problem is Lakers don't have any first. They do have a second round pick. They have the Clippers second round pick, I believe, is the one that they still have. They either have their own or they have the Clippers. I think they have the Clippers still. I think that's what it is. Clippers second round pick. So that's probably going to be like the 40th pick in the draft, somewhere around there. I haven't looked like I know who like the top end guys are. I know who like the top I basically know who all like the first round guys are. I gotta dive into kind of the back end guys and like the European guys, stuff like that. But I'll do that in the offseason like I always do. It's just there's not really a point. Like, and that changes so much as it progresses, and you never know like what's gonna happen with the Clippers, right? Like they could go on a run and end up being, and then that affects the pick, or they end up hitting the bottom, and then that could affect the pick, right? Like so I'll definitely, once we get into the offseason and get closer to draft day, and that also depends if the Lakers keep a guy or not, right? Like, so once we, or keep the pick if they don't trade it, right? Like, so once we get there, we'll, I'll definitely start breaking that down. You look like you aren't allowed 100 feet from the school. My brother Tyler, new subscriber here. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Welcome aboard. Our Lakers might be first round exit because we have no starting caliber. I believe the Warriors had a better team than us. Our starters got zero defense. Austin or Rui should come off the bench. So a couple things about that. Right? Obviously, a starting center is very important, right? Like I don't want to undersell that. But I'm going to run a lot of small ball units, which most teams you'll be able to match up against. Right. And the beauty is you have Lakers small ball is big, right? Usually when you think of small ball teams, even like going back to the Warriors and stuff like that, right? It's like 3 6 foot to 6'5" guys, and then like 2 6'8" forwards. Lakers small ball is literally like a bunch of 6'8" to 6'9" guys, literally, right? And you have different forwards. So like you have Rui, who is a big physical forward that can defend the more like physical centers, right? We've seen him even have success defending Jokic. Obviously, it's not a matchup you want and favorable against, but Lakers match up very nicely against most of the top teams, right? Like OKC. Why have the Lakers been very successful in beating OKC the last few years, right? Go look at the numbers. Like they have pretty much owned that matchup because OKC is small, right? Like most of their guys are like a bunch of 6'5" guys, right? Lakers are big. And they're long and they're lengthy and they're physical, right? Like the way you have success against these other teams is you just overwhelm them, right? You team rebound, you lock in defensively. Lakers have been one of the best. They've been second, I think, in total defense the last 15 games. It's a good sample size, right? That's not like that's a bad, like I don't expect the Lakers to be a top defense, but here's the thing. Look at Denver. Denver won the championship. They were 15th in defense. They were the second worst in the playoffs that year that they won the championship, right? Like, Lakers are going to probably be the best offense in the league. And then beyond being the best offense, if you can just be serviceable defensively and just make sure you're matching up well, right, through like team efforts, Lakers will be fine. Lakers will have a real shot at winning a championship. I'd feel more comfortable if they had a legitimate center, without a doubt. But again, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and subscribing. I appreciate that. Do you think we have a shot for a championship right now? Of course, absolutely. I mean, anytime you have a top 3 to 5 player in the league, you have a chance, right? And again, this team's better than the than the team Luca took to the conference finals a couple years ago, right? To be fair, there are teams that are better than that then, but you can't, like, you have LeBron and Luca. Those two guys by themselves, not counting anything else. Like, you and me could be their fourth and fifth guy, right? And they, like, between Reeves, LeBron, and Luca, they could probably lead you to a conference final. Matchups are important. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. But yes, I do think that they have a legitimate chance, legitimate shot. Let's see. The Lakers beat the Celtics. All of a sudden, they said it's a free win. But if the Lakers lost the Celtics, they'll say it still sucked. You can't beat the Celtics. Yeah, 100%. It's usually how it goes, right? So it's a catch-22. Lakers win. Oh, they took the night off. Lakers lose. Lakers are still trash. Blah, blah, blah. Again, people are going to talk. People are going to talk. Let's see. Luca is still on minute restrictions, so we're not full strength right now. Dude's got to give time to gel. Yes, agreed. As it stands, Lakers, Tyler, best starting lineup, offensive and defensive. Luca, Rui, Luca, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron, and Jackson. So like my 10-man, like if I was the coach, my 10-man rotation would be probably Luca, Goodwin, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Jackson Hayes as your starting five. Then what that does is that makes your bench much more balanced, and you have better balance in the starting unit. Now your bench is Gabe Vincent, Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura, and Alex Len. That's your 10-man rotation. Now you have defensive units, right? You have small ball units. You have everything, right? Like, so you could do something with like Gabe Vincent, Jordan Goodwin, Jared Vanderbilt, Dorian Finney-Smith, and, you know, like LeBron, if you want to do for like a small ball lineup, or Hayes or whatever, right? Like, so you have those defensive. If you want like an offensive unit, you could go like Luca, Reeves, LeBron, probably Dalton Connect, and probably Jackson Hayes for that lob threat, right? Like, so Lakers, the beauty is, like, yes, it sucks that we don't have a center, but Lakers have multiple looks on both sides of the basketball and put themselves in a really good position. Hey, hang on one second. I got an old dog that can't hear or see very well, and I don't want him to go potty in the house. And give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Come on, old guy. Come on, buddy. There you go, old guy. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, I have an old dog. He's old, man. He's like 15. I got him when I was 18, and I'll be 34. So he's gonna be 16. Yeah, he's old. So yeah, he just my girl came in to let the dogs out. We got the puppy that many of you have seen on the live stream. She likes to make her guest appearance at times. So she like bolted out, and then I got my old guy who was just like laying here, just didn't even hear the door open, didn't hear anybody run out, didn't hear nothing. He's just like chilling. I have to like check on him like several times a day, because it's just like, because he sleeps and he's like done, like he's just like out, and I'm like, oh, is this the moment? Like, but he's a great dog. He's a really good dog. Both of them are really good. The puppy is fantastic. Most of you have seen the puppy. Show us your doggos. I'll do it. They just went out to go potty because they were already like whining and sniffing around. So I texted my girl and asked her to come grab them for me real quick. So she'll bring them back in, and then depending on how long it takes, because probably going to go about another 10 minutes or so. But yeah, most of you have seen the puppy because she always likes she likes the attention. She sees, hey, daddy's live streaming. It's time for my attention, right? Let's see, where was I? Turner would be perfect. I still really like the idea of bringing in Miles Turner. Mitchell Robinson, another good potential trade. My only problem with Mitchell Robinson is like exactly what we need, right? Like big, physical, sizable lob threat, interior presence. He just can't play more than like 30 games. That's the problem. Can he just play more than 30 games? Let's see. Yeah, Luca has talked very high. That's true. I think Ayton needs a new team, and Lakers would be perfect. I don't like pre-Luca. I actually didn't hate the idea of Ayton slotting alongside Anthony Davis. Now, personally, I'd stay away from Ayton. That's just me personally. Let's see. We make up for our lack of center with energy, which we have plenty of. Yeah, it's just team effort. Just putting the effort in together. Do we still have an open roster spot? And is there a possible wave of Max Kleber? So Max Kleber, no, you're not going to waive him because he's due another $11 million next year. So no, Lakers aren't going to waive Maxi Kleber. But you do have Cam Reddish, you do have Markieff Morris, and Shake Milton has 2 non-guaranteed years on his deal. So Lakers still have 2 or 3 guys that they can waive. Chances are, what I think will happen, and I've talked about this recently, my guess is because like Jordan Goodwin, he can play every game the rest of the season because you're allowed 50 games as a two-way guy, and there's not 50 games left, and he's only played in 3. So he'll get to – so they'll be able to play him the rest of the season in the rotation, let him do that. Reason they won't bring him in right now is because that's basically it, right? So the Lakers can be patient and see, okay, does the center become available? Do we need a 3-and-D guy, right? Stanley Johnson is killing it in the G League right now, right? So, and he's another big, physical, sizable forward that makes a ton of sense for the Lakers, right? So if you wait, because Lakers have about 800,000, I think it's like 850, 850,000, something like that, but let's just call it 800,000. If you wait till right before the offseason or the postseason, you could bring multiple guys. Like they could bring in 2 guys. So that's probably what the Lakers will end up doing. I know it's funny. It's Luca's the greatest player in the league. Dallas is winning a championship. Luca goes to the Lakers, and now he's terrible. Team's trash. Lakers aren't winning anything. Lakers going all the way for real. I love it. Is Mark Williams still Lakers officially dead? I think so. I mean, technically, no. Technically, the Hornets could still file the appeal. I doubt it at this point. But yeah, I think it's a safe bet to say yes. Is there still like a small chance? Sure. But chances are if it happens in the offseason. Yes, I agree. Reeves should be the 6th man. How is Jackson Hayes' health? I haven't seen any really major updates. Supposedly the Lakers sat him out just for precautionary. So I imagine he'll be back. I like our wings, brother. Agreed. Reddish is as good as gone, if not better than Goodwin, especially with the rotation and style of defense. Yeah. Reddish is as good, if not better than Goodwin. Defensively, yes, but Goodwin's better rebound. Goodwin is a very good rebound, like a very good rebound, which you need desperately, particularly in that small ball unit. He just has a really good nose for the rebounding. And like Reddish is bigger, longer, more athletic, right? So I do think that there is value in him and certain looks and whatnot. But I also think that Goodwin, his defense and being a point of attack, big physical guard that likes to be aggressive, and then just his rebound. He just has a really good nose for the ball and does the dirty work. He's a better dirty work guy than Reddish, right? Reddish can be a little finesse-esque. As far as we know, yes. Everyone forgot how good this team was with the normal starts. And Vincent Dorian Finney-Smith playing significant minutes. 1 loss got everybody tripping. I swear. Yeah, we'll be fine. Lakers will be good. What's good? How are you? I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. We can beat the Nuggets if we not going to blow leads like we usually do every game. Yeah, no, 100%. It'll help with Luca because Luca can generate the offense. Can help kind of keep the offense afloat. Here. Let's see. Here. Come here. Here. You guys wanted. Here. Let me. Hey, wait. Chill. I know. I know. Oh, yes. I know. Hey, I'm kidding. Give me a sec. There we go. There. Oh, no, that didn't work. Hang on. Here. Oh, hi, baby. I'm trying to clear. Thank you. There we go. Hi. So this is Socks. Many of you have met her before. She's an attention seeker. She loves the attention. But yeah, so she's my little puppy, my German Shepherd Border Collie mix. She's not. I mean, she's getting bigger now. She's like what 8 months now, 9 months, something like that. Maybe a little more. I don't know exactly how old she is. Like I don't know like when exactly her birthday is because my brother like rescued her and another dog, and then he was like, "Do you want a dog?" And I was like, "Sure." Our other dog passed away like a couple months, like 6 months prior, and so my brother was like, "I got a dog for you. Do you want a dog?" And I was like, "Sure." So we got this little puppy, this girl here. So I got my old guy. I can't bring him up. He's too old. Like he'd probably have to rush him to the hospital if I picked him up and try to bring him up here. But yeah, and I think he's still out there. He's probably eating because she can be a jerk. But she's a good girl. She's a really good doggy. Really good doggy. Tom baby. But she's a big attention seeker. All right. Here, go get down. Go play. Behave. I'm almost done. Nope. No more attention seeking. No more attention seeking. Here, get down. Go play. Go be good. Go play with your bones. Go girl. Thank you. All right, let's get back to let's answer a couple more questions, and then I'm gonna skate on out of here. Just like I said, just wanted to do a live stream. Obviously, I'll do the post game stream on Wednesday, but wanted to get a live stream in before we before then. Where? Let me see. Shoot, where was I? Darn it, I lost my spot. I'm just gonna pick up here. Hang on, bear with me a second. I lost my spot. Sure. LeBron will take a discount. I believe he will. LeBron needs to retire. LeBron's still a top 10 player in the league. He definitely doesn't need to retire. He just gotta take that back seat. He'll be fine. I agree. I would have rather kept. I even said I would have rather traded even Austin Reeves because you could have justified it, right? You got Luca, right? No one would have been like, "How could you trade Reeves for Luca?" Everyone would have been like, "Okay, like you just got Luca, right?" And Max Christie would have been exactly what. I mean, he is perfect for what this team needs. Legit 3-and-D, athletic, versatile guy, right? I mean, just imagine just having Luca with Max Christie, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron, and then if you could have gotten a center, whoo. Let me tell you. We're going to ruin our chances with Luca, all because we're still trying to win with LeBron. Lakers, all the decisions the Lakers have made and will make going forward, they've already made it clear they're making for Luca. The beauty is everything you need for Luca, you need for LeBron, right? Because they're such similar players. Like Lakers aren't just going to go out and just get a bunch of guys for LeBron. If Spurs don't sign him, Bismack Biyombo. Problem is, I mean, he's not a true 7-footer. He's not a big guy. I mean, he's got he's 6'9" and he's 7'6" wingspan, something like that, 7'4" wingspan. Tyler, is Luca going to miss more games after the All-Star break? Probably. Lakers got a ton of back-to-backs. I imagine he's going to sit most of those back-to-backs. Maybe they'll kind of scatter him and LeBron. All right, let's do like 10 more. Darn it. Here we go. The Thinker Dalton does not have better defense. Otherwise, he'd actually have a positive impact on this team instead of playing worse with him on it. Yeah, if Dalton Connect was serviceable defensively, he'd probably be getting a bunch of minutes, right? Like he'd probably be even a starter, just because of his ability to shoot and spread the floor. But he's just not good at defense at all. Is Christian Wood even going to play this season? Probably not. I mean, a team has to pick him up. Lakers waived him to bring in Alex Len. So team have to pick him up. I would have really liked Christian Wood. I think Christian Wood could have done wonders for this team, but Unfortunately, you guys are overrating Mark Williams. Mark Williams is closer to Christian Wood than he is Walker Kessler. I don't know. I mean, Mark Williams is pretty good. Right? Like, is he a superstar? No. But the idea was that like Luca would turn him into that. Right? I mean, he's a legit 16 and 10 guy. He's like a legit, center in this league. It's just the defense is questionable. But again, it's hard to want to play defense and be good defensively when you're losing every game and you're down 30 every game. Right? It's kind of hard to be like, oh, so you want me to be a defensive monster and we're down 30, right? Like it's hard to want to do that, right? Like on a regular basis. So but Kessler is not good. I disagree. Kessler is ridiculously good. Let's see. They asking way too much for Kessler. For mid, maybe we can fleece Collins. I wouldn't mind Collins. Problem is he's not like the center we need. I made the same argument. Trey Jamison over Lynn. Again, I want to be fair to Lynn. I don't want to rush the jump to conclusions or rush Alex Lynn, right? Like I want to be fair. I want to give him an opportunity. I think he came in at like the worst circumstances that you could possibly come into. I don't know. I'm saying like he may end up being trash. It's very possible, but I also want to be patient, right? Like I want to see how he looks over the course of like a handful of games before I'm just like, this guy is unplayably bad. He looked unplayably bad without a doubt. I mean, he rebounded well, right? Like Jackson Hayes has not been a good rebounder. He has his games, his moments, right? But the previous Utah game in 25 minutes of action gave you 2 rebounds, right? At least Alex Lynn gave you 7 in 21 minutes, right? So like at worst, just him helping with the rebounding would be solid. All right, let's do like 3 more and then I'm going to skate on out of here. Dalton is a rookie. He will grow into a great defender, though. Yeah, as time progresses, I do think he'll continue to evolve. Right? He has all the tools to be a really good defender. Right? He's long, he's lengthy, he's athletic, he moves his feet well. He's just got to buy in. A lot of it is just effort and energy on the defensive side, and then just learn positioning. As long as he can learn positioning, I think he'll be fine. But got a super chat. Perfect. All right. I'm going to answer this last super. Obviously, if another super chat comes in, I will answer that. But assuming it doesn't, then I'm going to end the stream here. We've been going quite a while. And I need to set up videos for tomorrow for you all. Do you think Kyrie comes to LA next year? First off, Carter, I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Secondly, yes, I do think it's definitely an option, right? I don't know if it's super likely. Right? 1, Kyrie has to want to come to Lakers. 2, right? Does he make sense with Luca and LeBron? Right? Like, I think it boils down to how well do Luca and LeBron play together. If they kind of are a little iffy this year, right? I'm not saying that they won't make it work, but there's levels to making it work. There's like, okay, they are clearly ridiculous, and then it's like, okay, they're good. Okay, they're kind of, they're good and not, they're okay. Right? Then there's like this isn't looking great. Then it's like, this is really bad. And then it's like, okay, this just doesn't work. Right? Like, so I do think it depends on the fit between those two, because if they don't work, adding in another guy that needs the ball and all that stuff, like he's an upgrade over Reeves. Right? Like, so I do think that there is an argument for it. We know him and Luca love to play together. Both guys talked about it even recently. We know him and LeBron want to play together. We know like he wanted to come to LA, right? Like if you go down the list of all the reasons why Kyrie would come to Lakers, it's like check, 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 check. But there is the like you wouldn't be unless he's willing to play for like $13 million. You're not going to be able to just sign him outright. So you're going to have to work out a sign and trade. Would Dallas be willing to sign and trade with you? Maybe to get Austin Reeves. Right? Would you trade Austin Reeves for Kyrie? That's something. You would have to do a like he'd have to opt in and trade, right? Last thing you want to do is to sign and trade. That's the thing, right? Like, because if you sign and trade, then you're hard capped and all. So, like, ideally, he basically says, I want to go to the Lakers. I only want to go to Lakers. He says, I'll opt in to go to Lakers. He threatens, like, hey, if you don't do, I'll just go sign with the Lakers for the mid-level exception and then just sign a new deal the following year, right? A longer-term deal, right? Like something like that, to where Dallas's hand is essentially forced and they have to trade him, and so you end up trading him. So he opts in, you trade him, and then boom, there you go. So I could see something like that. Absolutely. I think that's a possibility. Oh, came in with another $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I forgot to add also KD and Kyrie. Can we get both? Can you get both? Like that's probably a bit of a stretch. How much? I mean, probably technically, but more likely no. What is? Because Kyrie's making like what, 35 million? Because Lakers have what? They have 28, 39, 40, 50. They have like 50 million in tradable salary that they could send out. Kyrie's making like 30. He's making more. He's making 41 million next year. Sorry, that's this year. He's making 43 million. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get both. Because you're talking like 90 million in salary. LeBron would have to play for like the vet minimum, and even then, I think it'd be close. Which he's not going to play for the vet minimum. So no, you wouldn't be able to get both. You could get one, but you wouldn't be able to get both. Realistically speaking. And then, you said LeBron take vet minimum for both. Even then, like, so if LeBron takes the vet minimum, I think the Lakers only have like 14 million in cap space. I think it's like 14 or 16 million. So they still wouldn't. I still don't think they'd be able to, because again, you're talking like 90 million in salary that they'd be taking on. And so you'd be talking, like I said, you have like 50 million you could send out in salary. So you'd have to clear off like 40 million. No, realistically, no. Right. I thought Kyrie was making like 30, 35. I thought he was making like 35 million. But yeah, realistically, no, you wouldn't be able to get both. You get one though. You get one of them. But I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for the super chats. All right. I'm going to get on out of here, everyone. I really appreciate that. Like I said, I will see you guys. Maybe I'll do a live stream tomorrow. If I can get the time, get an hour or so, we'll do a live stream tomorrow. If not, then I will do the post-game stream after the Hornets game for sure. On your way out, please hit that like button for me if you haven't yet. Hit that subscribe button for me if you're not subscribed to the channel. I really do appreciate y'all. Everyone that gave me super chat, seriously, thank you. Helps me out a ton. And yeah, I appreciate you all, and I will see you in the